Welcome back to a full court trap. Today, had to talk about this, man. Pistons set the NBA single season losing streak with 27 losses in a row. Really just unbelievable, especially this early on in the season. They break the 2010-2011 Cavs, 2013-2014 76ers 26 game single season losing streak, and they are one away from the all-time losing streak, which is the 2015 to 2016 between 2015 and 2016 seasons, 76ers with 28 games in a row. So they will have to beat the Celtics in Boston on Friday to not tie that, or the Raptors at home on Saturday to not break that. Now, the difference is really like with those 76ers teams, those were the trust the process teams. Those were the teams that, they were supposed to be bad. Like they were made to be, rebuilding, and they got Embiid out of that. They got Simmons out of that. They got, Michael Carter Williams, who was the, rookie of the year. Though I think he was actually before that. But either way, they got they got really good players out of that at least. Or at least players that are supposed to be really good players. Um, with the Pistons here, the difference between those team and the Pistons to me, before I cover, the losses and everything, the Pistons, this was supposed to be the year they're getting good. Like the last few years, they've had down years. It's all good. They built the team up. But now, they got Cunningham, they got Ivy, they got Duran. They got a nice little veteran, Bogdanovich. Sir Thompson's pretty good. It was supposed to be like, all right, we're winning some games now. We're not making the playoffs. That's not what, Pistons fans would have expected. But you would have expected, to be a competitive team this year. And you start off, you're 2-1. You play a really tough game with the defending Eastern Conference champions. Night one, beat Charlotte and Chicago. Second and third game, feeling all right. And from there on out, man, it's like it's not just been losing. I mean, most of these games they've lost by a lot. I mean, it's crazy because you think about it, they almost beat the Bucks in Milwaukee. I actually want to check out that game to see if the Bucks starters were trying that night. It'd be kind of funny if uh let's see. Damian Lillard. Oh, that was the game where Giannis got ejected. Okay. Yeah, so from there, I mean, you look, and they had a kind of close game with the Cavs on a night where the Cavs were missing pretty much everybody. I forget who exactly it was. The Cavs have been missing guys so many different nights. It's hard to keep track at this point, but you look at those scores, man. Like from here, yeah, they played a good close game against Denver. Again, I'd like to see who's playing that night, but then New York, they played a decently close game against Cavs, lose by 9 if you consider that a close game. Pacers by 8 if you consider that close. Uh, Hawks by 6, that was a good game. And then tonight they lost by 6. They gave a good effort tonight, but for me, to me it goes back to the coaching, man. I think Monty Williams took this job thinking, all right, I'm getting my guaranteed money. I believe he's the highest paid coach in NBA history. He had his character issues with the Suns that, people, blamed on others like DeAndre Ayton and stuff, and ultimately they both ended up going. Um, but man, it's just hard to imagine that this team got this much worse. They haven't, I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think anybody, essentials hurt. Jaden Ivey hasn't developed at all. He was a decent rookie last year. He's, maybe it's just a sophomore, what they call it, like the sophomore ball or whatever. But man, like Cade's been playing great a lot of the season. Like he's not been efficient, but also it's hard to be efficient, with the lack of spacing they have around him. But they stopped giving Asar Thompson minutes, which is something I don't understand. When you're struggling this bad, you gotta be playing all your talent out there. And I understand the spacing is not good and he's not a shooter, but he's a rookie. He was having a pretty good season. Like, um, as far as I know, I don't think he's hurt. I think he's just not playing. Let me confirm that because I could be wrong. Um, yeah, he played 9 minutes tonight. Yeah, didn't really do much out there. He had a couple of points, a rebound, an assist, a steal, and a block. But he's somebody who can do it all, and I just don't understand what they're doing with their young talent. You look at like I don't know. It's just like you look at these other teams, like the Hornets and stuff, who have situations like the Pistons, and it's not like the Hornets are a model of what you want to be, but at least they're putting out competitive basketball. They're an NBA professional team. It's weird to me that after all these years, especially since they got Bogdanovich back, the Pistons. Like before that, it was kind of understandable, but now, man, it's sad, and I don't. Yeah, I mean, at least Detroit has the Lions this year, right? Because that definitely it's probably taken the focus off this, until tonight, I'm sure, for Pistons fans. But I feel bad for Cade, man. You hear the fans saying, "Sell the team, sell the team." It's gotta be rough when he's putting his heart out there. I mean, you look at these last 5 games. He had 25 points, 6 assists. 5 games ago, 43.7 assists. 4 games ago, 28 points, 10 assists. 3 games ago, and then 41 points and 5 assists tonight. It's like, and he was doing it all tonight, man. And his teammates were just making stupid mistake after stupid mistake. It's like, what do you want him to do? This really took me back watching that game tonight to the 2010-2011 Cavs. Now, that was my first full season watching Cavs basketball. Um, yeah, maybe I'll make a full video on, what made me a Cavs fan, because I'm sure people wonder, oh, you got the Patriots banner in the background. How are you a Cavs fan and stuff? So I might do a full video explaining that. But my first full season watching basketball, so I got into it the playoffs before, and my first full season watching basketball was the 2010-2011 Cavs, and that was that was an interesting team, man. You had J.J. Hickson, you had Daniel Gibson, you had Ryan Hollins, Antoine Jameson, Mo Williams ended up getting traded for Baron Davis, Manny Harris, Ramon Sessions, all those guys, Jamario Moon, he had all these, like Alonzo G. I think I didn't name him. That was my favorite. He was one of my favorites. I was a huge fan of Alonzo G. But you had, um, a lot of names that you don't know nowadays, but those guys were, awesome to me at the time. And, the Cavs, they were 26 game losing streak, and then they played the Clippers. And at the time, I didn't have League Pass because I lived in Connecticut, and the Cavs are in Cleveland. So, and at the time, League Pass was harder to get to. Like now, you just go on your phone, get League Pass, you're good. Either at the time because I was so young, I didn't know, or I'm pretty sure at the time, you had to like get it through your TV provider and stuff. So, I remember I'd just be sitting there for watching NBA game time, just hoping to put the Cavs on and have the game cast going and stuff. And I'd probably catch like 10, 15 minutes of Cavs games. And so they put on basically the whole second half of that Cavs Clippers game because it was the game for the all time losing streak record. And I was treating it like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. J.J. Hickson gets that block, or I'm sure you guys aren't familiar with it, but J.J. Hickson got a block to set it to overtime. He had some huge plays throughout the game. I remember Blake Griffin hit 3 buzzer beaters in that game. I think, no, 2 buzzer beaters. I think it was at the end of the second and third quarter. He hit buzzer beaters. I don't think it was the end of the first. I think, but I remember it was like every single out of the court was having a buzzer beater. But anyway, the Cavs ended up winning that game. It was amazing. And the rest of the season, they were a pretty good basketball team. They ended up finishing with 19 wins that year, which isn't good, but considering they lost 26 in a row, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. So what I'm saying is the Pistons, there's still hope to turn the season around for them. But what the Pistons got to do is, they got to, unfortunately, it sucks because you think, okay, they have Bogdanovich, you flip him for, a younger piece or a draft pick or whatever. But I think at this point, they're playing for pride. They're playing to keep their fans in the stands. They're playing for, to keep their fans any sort of entertained. They got to almost become buyers. They got to do what they got to do to get talent, because ultimately you're really just losing fans at this point. It gets to a point where it's just not fun to watch. And I think Pistons fans are at that point now where, it's not just an issue of you're losing games, but the team is demoralized. Like, you want your team to have a certain level of confidence going out there. And I genuinely think the team's putting 100% effort out there every night. I don't know if the coach is. I'm very questioning of Monty Williams' motives going into this job. But the whole team is definitely putting in effort. Their issue is, you know, how are they going to get this on track? Because ultimately they have young talent, they have decent depth. It's just, it's just not going together right now, and it's sad to see because, like, you know, you want to see, especially a guy like Cade, man. Like, he's so talented, such a great player. You want to see him at least, you know, winning games, you know, like doing something. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say, man. I guess we go through the roster and kind of just talk about it. Um, yeah, like the issue was too with the Pistons. Like, they basically traded, if I remember correctly, the way it ended up working out was they traded Sadiq Bey for five second round picks, and they traded 5 second round picks for James Wiseman. So essentially, it was indirectly a Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman trade. And well, I didn't even realize they had Joe Harris. I'm not gonna lie. But it ended up being, you know, Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman. And the thing is, like I said earlier, they're supposed to be on the upswing. This isn't supposed to be a team that's still losing 27 games in a row. This is supposed to be a season they started taking those steps towards ultimately contending, but being competitive, you know, playoff type of team soon. And James Wiseman hasn't proven anything in his career. I think he could be decent. I think he's got potential, but ultimately, that trade didn't make sense, especially when you got somebody like Marvin Bagley, who already is kind of a project, and he's done a decent job in Detroit to his credit. But you got so many forwards there. Like, you got Isaiah Stewart. I like Isaiah Stewart. He's a pretty good basketball player. You got, who else you got? Isaiah Livers. You know, he's fine. I mean, I guess they're, let's see, Asar's let's see, Asar's a forward. And he's a good player. Uh, and Bogdanovich obviously has got some, you know, size. Obviously different positions, but I'm just talking like forwards. And then you got talent. You got Burks is a pretty good veteran scorer. Cade is, you know, amazing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Durant before, by the way. Durant is excellent. He's only 19 years old, I think. Let's look at his numbers real quick. He's averaging 12, 13 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, 2.5 assists, which isn't bad for his position, on 63% shooting. Like, that's really good numbers, especially being your second season and 19 years old. Like I said, Ivy, I think, has been the difference between this team being okay and as bad as they are. If you all look at Ivy's numbers, what's his 3-point percentage? Let's see. Yeah, he's only shooting 30% from three, 46% from the field, averaging 13 points a night. Like, that's not cutting it. You know, he needs to be better. But overall, just it comes to, and Killian Hayes obviously hadn't developed like they wanted to. I don't think he's as bad as people say he is, but ultimately, really, it comes down to the coaching, and I don't think he's built them up at all. I don't think that he really cared about this job when he got it. And I think that's got to be the main reason why his team is so bad. Because, like I said, the past few years, like, they've at least been competitive. They'll have those games every year. Like, last year, it felt like they were beating the good teams where they were beating the bad teams. You know, like, it seemed like they were ready for those games. But yeah, I don't know where the Pistons go from here. I mean, they're going to have another great pick this year, obviously, but they've had a lot of really great picks in recent years and not be able to do much with them. So we'll see. But if you're a Pistons fan, I hope this thing gets better for y'all. Yeah, as somebody who was a fan of two different eras of Cavs teams, you know, the 2010 to 2013 Cavs, and then the 2018 to 2020 Cavs. You know, those seasons, there's fun in them, but especially those first seasons for both of those Cavs teams when they felt like kind of hopeless. Well, second time they had Colin Sexton, at least. First time it was just all these like veterans. J.J. Hickson was really the, you know, piece of the future. You know, it's not fun, and like those seasons after that, those seasons were fun because they were actually, you know, the young guys were developing and they were playing fun games. But yeah, I feel for Pistons fans, especially the ones who've been like, really it's sitting down watching the team every night and you hope it gets better and it doesn't. But I think the Pistons still have pieces for the future. I think they gotta fire their coach as soon as possible. If this gets like 30 games, I don't care how much money you gave him, you gotta get rid of him. The guy clearly is not doing anything right if this team has went regress this far this quick. But yeah, I hope they figure it out. Not enough to beat the Cavs though. Still need to make sure the Cavs beat them. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about these type of videos. These little commentaries, if you like them, or if I should go back to the more reacting to videos type of thing. I was also thinking about adding some videos where I like react to videos of people talking, kind of start like a dialogue thing. So let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.